Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant news. So much stuff happening right now. Patch 3.10 comes out and people discussing the changes that are being made. Are they good? Are they bad? But also, major roster changes going down after the North American Last Chance qualifier. FaZe at the heart of the discussion. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you could do to help this channel reach more people. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already as well. Bottom right hand corner, you know the drill. Firstly, this from Valor Leaks. Classic right-click changes. A lot of talk for quite some time now about the right-click on the Classic needs to get nerfed. The 3-round burst, it's just ridiculous, and maybe it needs to get changed to some degree, significantly nerfed. These are the changes that were made, as yet somewhat unclear as to how significant they are. Is it a massive deal? There's been some talk about it. We'll probably keep an eye on that in the coming days. But yeah, walking firing error changed. So of course, 0.05 to 0.6 is a massive deal. So a lot of the firing error, the accuracy effectively when moving, when walking, running, or jumping is has been significantly nerfed. So how much different is it when you're standing still? I don't really know, but still, in most of these situations, running firing error, jumping firing error, you can't just run around and absolutely bloop people in the head like it's no tomorrow. So I think it's probably about time really this change happened, to be honest. But there are some other things in the patch 3.09. So I think I might have said 3.10, but anyway, it's 3.09. Pretty much nothing else changed apart from the classic right click and fracture. They changed a couple of things like barrier locations, one old orb, covering attacker spawn, but nothing else really happened. So I guess maybe they're saving it until chamber drops in a week and a half or so. Then they're going to make some significant changes because we expect something to maybe happen to Jet, and there's going to be some things moving around, I'm certainly sure, through November before, of course, Champions at the start of December. There's also some talk on Champions we'll get to in a couple of minutes time here. But yeah, this is pretty much what happened yesterday, and Nat says some Gambit right click, maybe not too happy about it, right? Things changing quite significantly, but of course I think a lot of people expected a change like this to happen. Whether it's in the right direction, that remains to be seen, or whether it's significant enough. This also from Valor Leaks, you'll be able to 5-stack with any rank in patch 3.10. So this is kind of what I was saying about 3.10, but there has been a lot of talk about this, whether this is a good idea, bringing back the idea of 5-stacking with any rank in ranked matchmaking, because yeah, I think a lot of people would say if you're coming in as a solo queuer, you're running into a 5-stack, good luck, right, going to get bodied. There's maybe a reason why you shouldn't be allowed to do this, but unless you're actually going to be forced to run into another 5-stack, right, which maybe is the case, but it's tough to say. So differing opinions on this certainly, because as 6 says, 5-stacking absolutely ruins the ranked experience unless you're in the 5-stack. Have always preferred solo. Duo queue is definitely a more true test of skill over time. I think it requires you to be more flexible and work with others. 5-stacks are a nightmare to play against. So effectively you play with a 5-stack, you can just run your role every time. You don't have to adapt, and it doesn't show how good you are as a player, right, in terms of the ranked matchmaking stuff. Sure, you'll win almost every game, but it's not rewarding unless you're against another 5Q. But Scream disagrees. He says, when you hear 5-stack is back, finally he's back in business. So definitely some disagreement within the scene on exactly what's the best thing right here for for competitive play, I suppose, for making the rank the best it can possibly be. But yeah, 5-stacking apparently is going to be back in business relatively soon. Let's talk about rostermania then, right? So loads of roster changes have happened over the last few days, will continue to happen, I'm sure, over the coming days. We heard about Leo and Safe. Apparently they're going to be the players that are going to be built around here. On the Guild Esports side, they pretty much released the rest of the roster. Safe and Leo re-signed officially, so Guild are of course going to build up their new roster for future seasons. This came as a pretty massive surprise actually from Ninjas in Pajamas. Of course, after just about scraping into the top 8 for the major yesterday, if you guys watched that series against Copenhagen Flames, that was a mad one. But anyway, Valorant roster update, they go to Brazil, so they're going to explore the Latin American region as opposed, and effectively just drop their entire team in the European side, which is a bit of a surprise, no doubt. I think a lot of people were, I think Nell initially reported on it, suggesting that they might actually leave the scene in its entirety. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case, and they're just moving their organization effectively to Brazil. We can just look at it right here, and it's kind of a dodgy website they've got going on here, to be honest, but they're discussing Brazil and expand our esports relations in operations in Latin America, moving our Valorant team to the region. Following the change of location, moving our Valorant operations to Latin America means we've had to take an incredibly difficult decision. Effectively today, our European Valorant decision is winding down. Our players are allowed to explore new opportunities. So kind of crazy to think about really, but yeah, NRP, they're out of there. They're moving to Brazil, and as MS says, for example, on the roster, officially placed on the transfer list. Difficult to see, to be honest, but that's certainly not where the changes end. This is the major one that was being discussed yesterday from BabyJ over at FaZe Clan. Moving forward from the NALCQ, I'll no longer be playing with FaZe. Excited for the next team that believes in me. My fire to win is burning its hottest right now. During this process, I'll be partnering with Evolved Talent, and I couldn't feel more hopeful for what my future holds, which certainly very true. BabyJ, I'm sure, is going to land on a great squad. But this, I think, is a big surprise to a lot of people that BabyJ BabyJ is the first guy from this FaZe team to get dropped. As babybay says in a reply, good luck, my brother. You improved so much in a short period of time. I know you're going to get signed easy AF. So, this is the thing, right, for BabyJ and co over at the FaZe Clan. It's like, I mean, this is kind of a strange decision because BabyJ was considered one of the hottest prospects really on this team. Of course, like, they had to make some sort of change. Like, their LCQ performance was not good at all. You can see right here their recent results. At stage 3, right, where they beat Luminosity, they lost 100 Thieves and then Envy. Those, of course, were kind of acceptable losses. But, yeah, the LCQ, they came and they really looked lost. They just looked like they're playing like a pug team, to be honest, all playing kind of separately. And they lost to Rise 2-1, which looking back on the tourney was kind of acceptable. But the 2-0 loss to version 1 in the lower bracket to get double rounded was a big surprise to a lot of people. So, of course, they were expected to do much better here. They were considered to be at least up there with Rise, right, in terms of their rankings. They could reasonably have made the final here at the LCQ. They wouldn't probably have been favourites to qualify, but still, they could have potentially made it to champions on one of their days. They could have been kind of the Rise underdog story of this tournament that almost made it all the way through. Now, of course, it doesn't work out in the end, and FaZe can fall out. Of course, they've got to make some sort of changes, but the changes they are making seem somewhat strange, especially just looking at this series, for example, when it was BabyJ up against version 1, and really it was BabyJ who was like the best performer really on FaZe this series, despite getting beaten relatively handily on Icebox 13-10, 13-10 once again. Like, he went 38 and 34. Like, it's not like he was clearly the biggest underperformer on this squad, and clearly one of the most talented players really on the team, I thought, with a lot of opportunity to improve in the future. So, seems like a strange decision really that BabyJ is the one to be gone. Of course, the question remains that where's he going to go next? What are FaZe looking to do? Are they going to drop any other players? Because I feel like a one-person change here might not be sufficient, especially for a guy like BabyJ, right? So it's tough to say. I'm sure the North American scene is going to be an absolute chaos after, of course, a lot of these rosters have failed to qualify for champions. Now they've got to be figuring out things how they're going to go down. Of course, who knows what happens at champions, right? If some of the other North American teams fall short, what changes do they make? It's maybe he'll just bide his time a little bit, right, to figure things out before going into the season at the start of next year. Also, speaking of champions, this came out yesterday from playvalorant.com. They effectively say on the website right here that it is actually officially going to be a double elimination tournament. You can see Valorant Champions Berlin starting on December the 1st. You watch Challengers Rise and Masters fall. Now 16 teams will compete in an international double elim tournament. This is I'm pretty sure what everyone wanted, having a similar bracket to what we just had at the LCQ, but 16 teams in there. It's going to be a big one, no doubt. And yeah, double elimination, exciting stuff. It's all to become the Valorant World Champions. So cool to see, no doubt. And well, let's continue with this actually as well from the VCT 2022 schedule leak that apparently came out. So it seems like this is what they might be thinking for next year, bringing back champions a little bit earlier actually to September, October, starting the season pretty much in February, and then running things on with there for some sort of to be determined event in November, December. Just to translate this is effectively how it seems to be going. So Challengers, Game Changers starting in February, March pretty much, then Masters 1 happens in April time, which it seems like it'd be kind of nice to have things start a little bit earlier, right, especially if Champions is going to be in September, October. But yes, this seemingly is what they might be thinking for next year. Of course, all subject to change. It does remain to be seen. And just to finish off with this as well, we know that Bonko, of course, from Guild was released a couple of weeks ago, and seems like at least based on this reply, he may also have a roster ready to go as they're kind of discussing the right-click changes, which he wasn't necessarily too happy about. But that's the thing really with Valorant right now. Everyone has a different opinion. But yeah, rostermania certainly will continue. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells those YouTube overlords this is a good video. Other people just like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you very much as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.